rapid fire coming at you all day today on all of the live stream channels, on the Instructure channel, on Mastery Connect, on Canvas LinkedIn, on Canvas YouTube, and all of our friends through our Canvas for Secondary Education and our Canvas for Elementary Education Facebook pages. Welcome to another session provided today by Keep Indiana Learning, powered by the Central Indiana Educational Service Center. I always want to make sure I get that last bit in there. The people in my backyard. And before the session, Lena, we were really talking about laundry chutes. And for those of you that may not live in Indiana, this is something that I don't think I ever heard of until I started visiting Indiana. My family grew up. My dad's from Indiana. My grandparents are from Indiana. But my dad was in the Air Force, so we moved around a lot. You know, I've lived in Utah. I lived in Arizona. Lived in South Carolina. But boy, as a kid, coming home to Indiana and getting to play with the laundry chutes was always a great time. So we were reminiscing about just being Hoosiers. But thank you guys from Keep Indiana Learning for being here today. Just a kind of a thrill to have you and to be able to provide these rapid sessions that are super quick and helpful for Canvas users everywhere.
We're so excited to be able to work with Canvas. We love Canvas. We're using Canvas as part of our professional development opportunities. We're blending a lot of coursework. KeepIndianaLearning.org is where we are housing a ton of teacher-created professional development. We're supporting this transformational movement in teaching and learning really from the ground up. We're super excited to be here with you, and we're just happy to be working with the teachers who are using Canvas as well.
Love it. Thanks, Lena. And unfortunately, somebody handed the keys to Marcus and I in today's session. We're not quite sure why. More Marcus than me, let's be honest, because this is part of my job. But we're excited that you decided to have us to be a part of this day and really enjoy talking with educators and teachers about what Canvas has to offer. And this is just going to be a full resource session. We're just going to throw a lot out there to the entire Canvas fam. So thanks again, Lena. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Marcus.
Yes, sir.
Somebody thought this was a good idea to get us together on this live stream. We're not quite sure why. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in charge of this thing now, right? Maybe that's whatever it takes. That's called sabotage or, rooting it out from the inside. Hey, we've got tons of stuff here. Tons of people joining us today from Wyoming and from New Jersey. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys so much for being here and appreciate it. But before we get started, Marcus, we've got studio updates.
Absolutely.
We got some studio talk, right? I know I've always been a big fan of Studio. You've been a big fan of Canvas Studio. It was always a no-brainer as a client, as a customer that I was, not less than a year ago, to add Studio onto our implementation because I felt like it was going to be really impactful. And Marcus, I've got a video that I get to show. This is happening for the first time on the live stream that I get something that I get to launch, and the Canvas Studio video is happening right now.
Learning wasn't meant to be a one-way street. For learning to stick, students need to do and make, not just watch and listen. They need interaction, collaboration, feedback. Canvas Studio transforms video learning by turning content into conversation. Here's how it works. Educators can create a variety of media experiences for their courses, from self-recorded video to interactive discussions around other content. Students can create videos too, as assignment submissions, presentations, peer feedback, or ways to practice. Everyone gets their own personal media library. Want to bring YouTube content into the mix? No problem. And accessibility is built right in. Focus students' attention with timestamped comments, then turn those comments into conversations. Embed quiz questions to gauge understanding of key concepts at key moments. Then send the scores straight to the gradebook. Want a deeper look at engagement? Studio offers second-by-second, student-by-student analytics. See what's sinking in and what's falling flat. Personalize, refine, repeat. And of course, Canvas Studio integrates seamlessly with the CanvasLMS. That means Studio can deliver videos exactly how students and teachers want to see them through Canvas mobile apps. It means your institution gets full control of its video assets and a simple storage and bandwidth solution. And your students get richer Canvas courses, no extra logins, and a more fluid learning experience, whether they're online, in person, or somewhere in between. Ready to make video learning more powerful? Learn more about Canvas Studio at Instructure.com.
Makes me want to be a teacher again, I think, at some point. Like, I definitely want to go back to the classroom and use Canvas Studio all of the time. Lane, I brought you back in. There was a reason, and I'll show you here in a moment. Marcus, Canvas Studio, huge tool. If you guys, honestly, if you do want to learn more, you can go to Instructure.com, or I've created a really quick, simple bit.ly in the description of all these videos. Click them, and it will take you to learn more about Canvas Studio and how it can, just increase some engagement in your district. Super powerful tool that is baked in to the Canvas infrastructure. Lane, I brought you in, and here's why. I'm from Wyoming. I love my laundry chutes. OMG, I live in New Jersey, and I grew up and had one of my mom and dad's. My kids love it. It's so much fun. For those of you that are just joining us saying, what, have they lost their minds? Now the laundry chute live stream. Where we're talking about all things laundry chutes. No,
all things laundry right here, right now.
Tons and tons of stuff happening. So if you want to know what we're talking about, just go ahead and rewind the YouTube live streams, and you'll find all about laundry chutes here in Indiana. So love it. But I thought you'd get a good kick out of that. All right, Marcus. What we got today? They've told us that we're in charge for 20 minutes. So what do you want to share today? I think we should share some resources, don't you? Let's share some resources.
I agree. All right. Nope. Can we see?
We can see. We got it.
All right. So welcome to 20 minutes of rapid fire resources for the Canvas fam. Connecting with your Canvas fam. First off, right out of the gate, you've got to know that if you're a Twitter user, the hashtag Canvas fam is going to get you right into the mix of all things Canvas that's out there in the Twitter sphere. So as Eddie stated, my name's Marcus Painter. He's Eddie Small, and we happen to not just be a couple of jokers here. We are that, but we're also the co-hosts of the CanvasCasters Podcast, which is a podcast that we came up with, a couple of years ago. And so that's kind of the reason why we were asked to be involved in this event here this afternoon. So Eddie, do you want to tell the quick history?
Yeah, quick history about the CanvasCasters. Full disclosure, I now work for the company. And that wasn't the case when we first started the CanvasCasters podcast. And this was 2 years ago. And Marcus and I kind of sat down and had a conversation about everything that we loved about Canvas, and that we had tried a couple of different things in a vlogosphere, podcastosphere. Those aren't even words. I'm making them up. But we tried a couple things that we thought were super impactful and useful to teachers. And we knew we wanted to bring voice to a platform that we loved as customers. I was working at Central 9 at the time. Marcus was at a different district than he is now, but we just really enjoyed talking Canvas and talking about all the new stuff that was coming out and the great things that it offered learners and teachers. And then at some point I said, why don't we start a podcast? And we decided to do that. So, creating this thing that we just enjoy and love has continued. There's always been some worry that when I started working for the company that we would maybe potentially not do the CanvasCasters anymore, but it still lives and it's alive, and we're continuing to do all of the things that we love to do, which is just connecting great stories of educators across the world that are using Canvas, doing some really cool stuff, and being in a conversation that definitely just furthers Canvas integrations and implementations. And I know that there have been a lot of resources shared through that podcast that have been super helpful to a lot of people. And hopefully it gets to continue. So we're just really excited that just to be a part of the Canvas fam. To us, it was just about giving back to a community of Canvas users because we were just super fans and big giant dorks and cheerleaders for the brand. and doing this podcast has been probably one of the most rewarding things that we can do outside of our 9 to 5, honestly.
Absolutely. We just really enjoy, and if you haven't heard of the podcast or haven't listened to it, basically just, give it a shot, because we're going to be talking about on all these episodes up until and forever and ever hereafter. The focus is on, teacher leadership, some EdTech, online and blended learning. These are sort of universal topics. We just happen to look at those topics and discuss those topics with amazing guests through the lens of Canvas. And so I really feel like, you can listen to the podcast and gain a lot regardless. But of course, we love Canvas. So we also want to thank the folks that kind of made this possible. Again, Central Indiana Educational Service Center and Keep Indiana Learning. We're really excited to be able to just share some ways to connect with folks in the hashtag CanvasFam. And then we also, go ahead, Eddie.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you take it. You're on a roll, so keep it going.
I am on a roll. Let's go. And finally, last but not least, we want to be able to, give a bit of a shout out to all of you guys that are tuning in, and those of you that are going to see this come across on your social media streams over the next couple of days, and are going to watch it now. You guys are doing some amazing things in classrooms. We have been grinding through what has been a pretty insane year, and we're here at the near the close of another school year, and we're here. We've survived. We're ready, and we're rocking, and we're ready to continue on and do great things for learning.
So the first resource we're going to share with you is a big one. And we know a lot of educators have flocked to Twitter in their time of need here throughout the pandemic, but even continuing afterwards. And our Twitter handle officially is CanvasLMS at the company, and their hashtag for the tool is CanvasFam. Honestly, I spend too much time on Canvas or on Twitter with these Canvas followers like Cat Flippin, O Canada Tweets, Coach P Flores, W James Wolfe. If you are looking for Canvas rock stars or Canvas facilitators that are doing great things in the Canvas community and the world, we cannot thank a lot of these enough, but these are part of what we consider Canvas fams to follow, right? These are people that if you're like, who are your top followers in Canvas, or who are the people that are doing great things in Canvas that are consistently out there reaching out to other clients or customers around me that I would be interested in learning more about, these are those folks. And we can't thank them enough for being willing to share, right, all of the great things that they continue to do.
And that's the big thing. Eddie said it there right at the end. You may not know any of these folks, and the real point here is that if you go to Twitter and you search these folks, these are people who are experts. They are gurus, as we say, nationwide. And the thing that I love most about these folks within the larger Canvas fam, and there's tons of others, believe me. But what's really great about these individuals is I can guarantee you that if you reach out to these folks on Twitter with a question, a concern, hey, here's what happened in our district recently with Canvas, or I have a teacher who needs help with this, these folks will absolutely respond and sort of guide you through and help you out. And I think that just, again, speaks to the community that Canvas fam is a part of. I honestly, in education, I don't know that I've experienced quite this level of kind of hyper generosity from professionals in the field. When I was in the classroom, sure, we had department meetings and we had staff meetings and folks would maybe share an idea here and there. But I don't know that in 20 years in the classroom, if I ever felt quite the level of generosity that I get from folks like these people when it comes to problem solving, troubleshooting, or just more often than not, just enhancing the types of activities, projects, and content that teachers are trying to deliver within Canvas. So these are your experts. Eddie, I'm sure you'll be able to put this in the show notes to link to these folks and give them a follow because they will definitely help. And to be honest, I'm looking, most of these people have been on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We have already probably wasted way more time than we should. Let's dig into some huge resources. And it's already been mentioned today, the community in Canvas. This was our earlier session with Kara. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It's what we just recently did with her at 2:00. But the community inside Canvas is just an absolute bombshell when it comes to what are those key features inside Canvas that everyone uses, that needs to be using, that can use for additional resources. The community is that place. So it's just community.canvaslms.com. That will take you to user guides, to users that are using systems and have feature ideas, to ready-made templates, to how do I's live sessions. They're having right now, this is one of the coolest things. When you get a Canvas community profile, you get an avatar. And there are tons of avatars to choose from. They are all panda related, obviously, because Canvas loves the panda, a little bit of an unofficial mascot. But you'll see down here in the bottom right-hand corner, they have a contest right now that you can create a panda for all of the avatars that they're going to basically refresh, because they're in a refresh cycle right now for Canvas Pandas. So super cool. If you're interested and you've got a little bit of a design tooth or a little bit of a sweet tooth for design, you can go to community.canvaslms.com, click that call for submissions, and submit an avatar that can be used for tons of users inside Canvas. So super cool. But just a ton of resources. There's a hub for videos and user guides. I mean, if you're looking for that one-stop shop for everything that you might need to know in Canvas, this is the place to do it.
Right. And I think what's important for folks to realize is let's be real here. If you don't know how to do something, you Google it. Okay. But I get that. Remember when you didn't know a thing and you just had to sit there and just fester in not knowing? Now you Google it. But skip that. Let's eliminate one of the steps that's not necessary here. You don't need to Google something. You just need to go to community.canvaslms.com and bookmark that thing and make it prominent right there in your browser. And just know that I'm going to go here first. And what that's going to do is it's going to put you in a direct pipeline to the highest quality, most vetted content that's going to support your question, answer your question, meet the needs that you've got, give you these great tutorial, manuals with screenshots and everything else that's really going to help you out in what you're trying to do with kids. If you just Google it, you're probably going to end up getting a whole bunch of stuff from here, but you're going to get some other stuff too. So cut out the middleman and go straight to the source of the most knowledge.
Obviously, we want you to bookmark these live streams. Shameless plug, an absolute shameless plug. But we want you to see all of the great resources that Canvas has, but also from users everywhere, like today, where we're having a day-long event on our live stream channels, just so that you have additional resources and places that you have an outlet for and can ask questions. And we do a ton of these. I think over the last year, we've had over 100 Canvas live stream sessions or Instructure live stream sessions, just live stream sessions in general about things that are going on in the company, or from clients and people like Keep Indiana Learning that are hosting events that just want us to be a part of that. So bookmark youtube.com/CanvasLMS, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the things you want to do to make sure that you're getting notified when we do have brand new content that comes out.
Yeah. And I really urge you to not only bookmark it and subscribe and do all those things, but, speaking to Studio, Canvas Studio, we started the session with that. There is a power in, audio and video, and there's a power in a learner, in a learner's ability to watch, to pause, and then to do. And, you can watch today, and that's awesome. And we're glad you're here. But then you've got this resource, forever and ever hereafter. And that's an opportunity for you to go there and actually apply the things that you've learned and gathered, and then actually build that out in your Canvas instance, or sort of refresh your memory. That brings us to the Canvas Leadership Series. Again, another great resource that not everybody may not be aware of. I know tons of folks, tons of teachers that I've worked with who, when I direct them to the community, I get well, look at that. Yeah, it's there. And so the Canvas Leadership Series, currently virtual, they do virtual leadership institutes, workshops, and symposiums. And all of this content is really focused on the administrator level within your district or your building. And it's focused a lot on modeling great use of Canvas, so that modeling, just like what we saw in the first session today, right? Talking about facilitating and sort of leveraging Canvas along with and besides staff meetings, housing content for the building or administrator level. Lots of great ways to make that happen. And it's always great when leadership in a district is doing the thing that everybody else in classrooms is doing. So definitely check out the Canvas Leadership Series. And there's a lot of great content there as far as how your building and district leadership can get involved.
Yeah, and I went ahead and put the link into the comments below as well. Comment from Jim Wolfe, our boy Jim. We love Jim. He said, I attended it, and it is a fantastic program. That's all you need to know, folks. If Jim loved it, it is fantastic.
Absolutely agree.
The Canvas Certified Educator program is kind of a newer offering that Canvas offers. It's definitely something that if you're looking to kind of up your game in CanvasLMS, to be a part of. They run with cohorts of people that are moderated and taught by some great Canvas employees, as well as some Canvas cheerleaders and gurus in the industry. But we love the Canvas Certified Educator program. I'll also link that in the comments as well. If you're interested, obviously a great place to kind of get some badging and to be a Canvas Certified Educator is through our program. So perfectly cool to be a Canvas Certified Educator. I'm going to pull that link up now.
Awesome. Yeah, the CCE is awesome. It's an amazing training program. And what I really appreciate about it, and I think certainly folks that are watching can attest, yes, it's about Canvas, but it's about so much more. And the ability for these programs to bring in concepts like the SAMR model and things like that, and basically be able to bring some of that content knowledge to the course, as well as how it applies within Canvas. It's a great sort of a great relationship between sort of the more technical content and then the how-to within Canvas. So it's a really great program. Definitely the kind of thing that, as a classroom teacher, you should consider getting involved with. If you're a building leader and you're looking, to sort of have a PD opportunity for a group of teachers, some teacher leaders within your building, this is what you want to do. You want to get those teachers involved in the program and have them be able to get certified and then share that knowledge with the rest of their fellow teachers in the building.
Absolutely. Marcus, we have a few more minutes, But again, thank you guys so much at Keep Indiana Learning. Let's bring Lena back. We really appreciate everything. We got lots of people interested in the CCE program, so we're going to link all of that stuff in the show notes as well as the comments below. But this Keep Indiana Learning thing that we've got rolling today is getting a lot of traction with a lot of folks, so we appreciate you joining us. And we've got a new session coming up. Hopefully, we're crossing our fingers. There have been some internet issues across the state. Lena, are we good? We're good.
We're
good. All right. So we're really excited about our next one coming up here in about 10 minutes. So stay tuned. Keep logged in to all of these Canvas live stream channels. Marcus, thanks for hanging out with me. We hang out too much, right? There might have been a comment about the wives not happy that we didn't thank them through this journey. Typically happens when we do anything public facing. So it's what you got to go home to. I'm just throwing that out there. All right, Lena, appreciate you. Marcus, appreciate you. Stick with us. We'll be on with another live stream shortly.